Wouldn't it be nice if we were younger? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long. And after spending all the day together. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Cilantro. I hope you're enjoying the background music. Dun 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 dun. Ooh, change the song. Na 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 na, eggplant cilantro. Na na na, na 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 na. Oh, Perilla. Lettuce, bell peppers, funky peppers, eggplants. I'm making salsa verde with these babies probably tonight. Ooh, there's that one's ready too. Tomatillos, green beans. This was a volunteer green bean plant. It makes these little tiny ones. Sweet, but they're getting old, so it's getting stringy. I'm letting go to seed. Corn on the cob. I just picked some of that. And this one's ready too, but I'll get that later. Onions. Grain corn. More tomatoes. Pepino dulce. Pepino dulce. Ooh. Sunflower for the end caps of all the rows. That's what's down this aisle. Some Jurassic Swiss chard. Actually, which one should I choose? I'll just get this one. I'm gonna make some Swiss chard tonight. Ooh, peppers. Carmen pepper. I don't know what that tastes like. I'm gonna wait a little longer. New peppers. Peppers. Parsnips. These make a beautiful little root. A white root, looks like a carrot. It's one of my favorites. Delicioso. Some tomatoes. Tomatoes, different varieties of tomatoes. Black nightshade. Black nightshade, I'll show you. It makes these little black berries. And they have a relative that's poisonous, but these guys are good. It's a berry flavor, unlike any others. It's like, kind of like, it's very sweet and almost like refreshing. I don't know how to describe it. It's different, very different. I like to put them in like oatmeal or granola. Don't eat the green ones though. Apparently the green ones are poisonous or slightly poisonous or something, but good. This is called Malabar spinach, or the Filipinos call it alubati. It's a leafy green. You can eat the leaves. Boil them down, make like a spinach or whatever. Okra, not so tall. Jerusalem artichokes. They'll make a root crop like a potato. More corn on the cob. This is the succession corn on the cob for upcoming weeks. Wow, they're already looking kind of big. Look at that guy. That might actually even be ready. I don't know. Not quite yet though, probably. Probably another week or two. Or 10 days. Some tomatoes. This is what it looks like, the garden right now. Cilantro going to seed. It's going to make these little seeds here. That's coriander. Which you can use as a seasoning. Don't want to really eat them. They're kind of bitter right there. Wow, that's such a strong coriander flavor when they're green even. You can probably use them in cooking when they're green. But I will use that to replant more cilantro too. Some more tomatillos to make salsa verde. I picked a whole bunch. Ooh, bug. I picked a whole bunch last night. I'm gonna make a salsa verde probably tonight. That'd be awesome. This is winged bean. Wing bean. I never tried it before, so we'll see how that goes. Here's another okra. Beets and carrots. I just picked a whole bunch of beets. Some carrots need to be picked. But when shall we eat these? Check it out. I'll pull this carrot out. Wow. It's so funny because from the top, it doesn't look that big. It's just, you're just showing this much, but then you pull it out and you're like, wow, that's actually a big carrot. You don't need a huge space to plant lots of carrots. I never thin them. I just let them go and do their thing. The bigger ones take over, and the smaller ones are just still small, but you get still a ton. There's a lot in there. A lot of carrots. Here, do you want to see me pull another one? I know you want me to, so I'll do it. I'll do it for you. There's one right there. Let's try to pull. See how it's all cramped in between lots of other ones? But let's see what it looks like. Ooh, if I can get it out. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's cramped. I'm not gonna get the one in the center. I'll get another one. See here on the edge. That one right there, okay? Pull up that baby. There she is. Oh, that one's not that big, but still beauty. Still a beauty and will taste delicious. You want me to do a taste test? I know you want me to do a taste test also. So I'll do it. I'll just clean a little bit of the end off. A little bit of dirt doesn't hurt anybody. Ah, sweet. Very sweet. Just a beautiful carrot. What can I say more? Another random green bean that grew up. I stuck a post in the ground and it just climbed up it. I didn't plant this. It just volunteered. I got a lot of green beans right now. We've harvested so much already that I'm just gonna harvest some now and then let them grow bigger to where their seeds are bulging, and then you eat them like edamame. Yeah, you just boil them in some salt water, and then you just go like, you know how you eat edamame? Do the same thing with these guys, and they're really good. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look how long that thing is. I'll pick it just because it's long. Okay. More eggplants. We haven't gotten our eggplant yet this year, so I'm looking forward to the first eggplant. More tomatoes of different varieties. There's some San Marzanos in here. In fact, I think this is a San Marzano tomato plant. Lots of different varieties. More eggplants. Another eggplant there. Peppers. I have peppers and things growing in different stages. Like this is sweet corn also, but it was planted later so that we have corn later on in the year, not just all at once, you know. Here's a delicata squash plant that are doing amazing. I only have 2 plants here, and it's just growing all throughout. There's 2 delicatas and then I think 2 acorns, and that's a winter squash, and it's making so many. It's kind of crazy. Here, look. Wow. Oh, I think that's an acorn squash that climbed over here. And then you have the delicata right next to it. And there's a lot. They're just littering this whole area. They're just, can you see that, baby? Carrotness. Okay. See? There's another baby. There's another baby. So those will be our winter squash representation this year. And the butternut squash also. So that's what we got growing right here. More tomatoes. See, we got some growing over here. This is taro. Makes a nice root crop for us. Very tasty. Random basil plant. More taro. Here's some chickpeas. And some rodent got in here. Chickpeas are hard to grow in this area. Either rodents get them or this little worm goes into the pods and eats the seeds. Well, this is what chickpeas look like. If you've ever wondered what chickpea looks like. And they make these little tiny pods that have 1 or 2 chickpeas in them only. See, look at that. I think that's the little guy that tries to get in there. I don't know how they do it, but they get a weak spot right there, or maybe they make that a weak spot, and then they burrow in, and they have a nice little home to eat and grow. But if you get in there before they do, then you get the beans. But this is too small. It's too immature. See, this is the bean. It's hard to do with one hand. But they're yummy, even like that, plain. If they were just boiled for a little bit, with some salt, they would be delicioso. See? That one got in there. And that's little droppings in there. See? They make little holes like that. What the heck? So chickpeas are hard to grow here, but I thought I'd give it a try again. I got to pick them all. I got to go through and pick them all right now, or else they're all going to be gone. All the ones that have any ripeness at all. Can we find a good example of one? Let's see, maybe this one's... It's hard to open them with one hand. You know, like attach a camera to my head or something. But here's the pod. And there's the bean right there, the chickpea. They're good. See, I eat them. Sweet, delicious. I love these plants though. They carry water on their leaves. They have this microscopic way of carrying water, so when you brush past them, it feels like a mist just got misted on your hand. It's kind of cool. Some more. Those are super spicy. I think they're called flaming Fresnos. More bush beans, green beans. Like I said, we got a ton of those babies. And then we got pole beans here, producing massive amounts. I'm letting them get a little bit bigger. I'll pick some smaller ones if you want. But the bigger ones I'll eat like edamame, or let them go dry out, and we'll have storage beans for the winter that we can rehydrate at any time and make some refried beans. How come I can't think? So anyway, there's a couple more tomatillos I picked. Hey. Okay, so then we got our cucumbers. I just picked some cucumbers. Look at this Armenian cucumber. They're really tasty. They're really nice. Then we got the regular cucumbers. They're growing. They're pumping out quite a bit right now. And so I've started some seeds for some new plants for the future. So when you're harvesting, you got to be thinking about planting them again sometimes, depending on the plant, right? So got some lemon balm. You can make some nice tea with that. Some herbs, some more bell peppers. Check this out, though. Do you know what this is? Comment if you know what this is before I tell you right now. If you knew what it was before I tell it. This is, gosh, I forgot the name myself. It's that purple stuff, that Asian purple root that people love. Ube. This is ube, actually. And it's a true yam, not like those yams, sweet potatoes that you have for Thanksgiving dinner. Those aren't actual yams. Those are sweet potatoes. This is a true yam. It's a Dioscorea alata family, or the species. And underneath, it's coming from the ground over here. And it's going to build a big fat root down in there. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have a whole bunch of fresh purple ube. It looks like royal purple color. It's really pretty. And Filipinos love making desserts out of those. Oh my gosh, my path is being blocked here. I got to come out here and probably cut back some of the cilantro, because I don't need that much for seeds. And then this is, check out this. Do you guys know what this is? This is edamame, soybeans. This is soybeans. So I like to grow soybeans because I like to make edamame. And edadaddy. I'm just kidding. There's no edadaddy. That was just a joke. So down here, you have these little pods that will turn into edamame, like you've seen at the Japanese sushi places. And we just boil those babies. And man, edamame fresh from the garden is so much better even than the Japanese. So if you like edamame at the restaurant, you'll love them freshly grown. They're way better. in my experience. Then we got this monstrous one zucchini plant. Never grow more than one zucchini plant. I don't care if you have 10 kids. One zucchini plant is enough. Because this pumps out like a zucchini every 2 days. So crazy. And then we have scallop squash. I just picked some of these. Oh, there's another one I missed. Lucky you get to see me harvest a scallop squash. Or a patty pan, whatever. I don't know the difference between the two, but they're very similar, I guess. Beautiful looking squash. It's funny looking. It's like a crown, but these are delicious. I cooked some this morning. Just put a little bit of oil in a pan. A little bit of oil in a pan. And then on a medium high heat so it doesn't burn, but it gets a little bit almost as if it chars. And don't add any water to the pan. Just oil and let it kind of char, but not burn. And salt and pepper. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. This is sweet. These are actually sweet potatoes. These are sweet potatoes growing in the ground. See how they're different from the true yam? And these will make sweet potatoes at the end of the year. But also, we love to do them because we love to eat. You pluck off the top like that, and they call that tabos or kamote tops in Filipino. And it's a wonderful leafy green to eat during the summertime. So it's not as good eating raw, but I just wanted to show you that I can do that. But it's got like a meaty texture. Not meaty, but it's just, I don't know, more substance. More, I don't know how to describe it, but it's a really good leafy green. I love sauteing it or boiling it and eating it that way. Here's some sunflowers on the ends. I thought it'd be fun to put sunflower on the end of the rows and have like them get really tall and be fun. And we got some lemongrass down here. Those were started from the seed lemongrass. There's another eggplant. I grow random things everywhere in succession. See, I even have little trays. It's almost July, and I have little trays of things starting new even right now. And then all this lettuce that's going to seed, but I think it's still okay to eat. It's the butter lettuce. Yeah, it's sweet. Oh, that's delicious. I think I'm gonna make a salad tonight. Very good, very good. This is bitter melon. I grow it because my in-laws like bitter melon. It's a Filipino thing that they like. And I don't like it because it's bitter. As the name tells you, it already warns you in the name that it's bitter. But we still eat it. I don't eat it that much. I grow it for my in-laws and they cook it sometimes. Then you have upo. That's a Filipino word for this thing, but it's bottle gourd. So it's a gourd. I planted the seeds from the bottle gourd, and they usually have this more uniform bottle, like literally look like a water bottle shape. But the seeds must have cross-pollinated or went back to their mother genetics or father, their past genetics, because they did not produce a bottle gourd shape. They're like this funny shape. I just picked some I could show you in my kitchen, but this is what they look like. They get really big. This is a tiny one, but they get really big and funny looking, but that's cool. I like it. Got some watermelons down here. And I planted some poppy seeds because I really love the poppy flowers. They're so pretty. That bright, glistening orange that glistens in the sun when it hits the sun. It's really pretty. So I planted some of those. Watermelon right here, look, it's growing up the vine, and it's got a little watermelon on it right now. Oh, it's got two. There's another one right there. So that's cool. And then there's other melons here too. These are like cantaloupe and maybe a honeydew in here. And there's a random cucumber that came up volunteer from last year, so I thought I'd let it live. It's already given us like 2 or 3 cucumbers. And so those are some more melons. Random eggplant. I think maybe I put it in the ground because I was too sad to kill it when I was thinning them out or something, and it's looking really good, so I'm happy that it's doing good. Got an artichoke plant. I've been picking this like crazy. I've already eaten like maybe 6 artichokes this year or so, maybe 5. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a random basil right there. But there's a lot of food coming out of this garden. And here's the other side of that trellis with the bitter melon, and I have a random pepper here. It came up by itself and it looked like the most model pepper plant, beautiful looking. So I was like, I can't kill that, so I let it be, and it's looking great still. And it only gets dampered sun because it gets morning sun pretty good, but then afternoon this gets shaded by this wall of plants. But that might be a good thing. It might be okay. Here's what the bitter melon looks like, by the way. Funky, bitter, funky, bumpy skin, alien thing. And they're really bitter. This is the random tomato plant. I was thinning tomatoes when I was planting them. I just stuck it in the ground for fun. And it just took so well. And so I just left it there. And it's going to make us some tomatoes. I think this one actually is a San Marzano as well, or a Roma, because it's got that pear shape. So we'll see what that turns out to be. And then, last but not least, we got loofah. Look at that. We got some loofahs already coming on. These are actually really yummy. If you let them dry out and get really big, they'll get really fibrous and become a sponge. You probably heard of loofah sponges. That's where they come from. But if you eat them when they're small, they're really tasty. Filipinos love to put them in a certain dish, and I really like it. Here's another carrot bite. Carrotness. And these are all new stuff. I got more corn on the cob. Probably my last planting, the corn on the cob. All kinds of different things. Some more green beans, cucumbers, like I was saying. And here's the compost piles. This is where I make soil, homemade soil, so that this supports all the nutrition for the garden. I don't do fertilizers or chemicals or anything like that. I just throw leafy greens, grass clippings, manures that I get from friends, and leaves, and anything I can get a hold of, basically. That's organic. Sometimes I get some free city compost, and I use it as one of the elements of it, because city compost is not very nutrient dense, I think. And I make my own soil. So I'm going to put all that on the soil and revamp the garden in October. Oh, look, I have a friend on my shoulder. Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me close, pray mantis. Don't bite me. You know, a praying mantis bit me one time. I was like picking some green beans or something, totally messing with the plant, and apparently I put my hand right around it, and it's like, it bit me or something. It stung pretty bad. Those guys can really get you. These carrots are good. This is like tasty, like I'm eating a treat. I don't know where the praying mantis went, by the way. I think it's on my back. But anyway, I just picked some onions the other day, and that allowed me to plant new stuff here. I planted potatoes, and I think some beets, and maybe something else, I forget. I just plant stuff and I don't remember what it is. Sometimes I pull it up because I think it's a weed, because I forgot I planted something there. There's the onions that I pulled up that are drying. And all these right here. Aren't they beautiful? They did really good this year. It's amazing. And there was a lot more over there. Here's some basil. You know what I like doing? I like getting cherry tomato. They just barely started making a couple, but they're not making a lot right now. There's one I see. Check this out. Where'd it go? There it is. You get these beautiful cherry tomatoes. These all came up volunteer, by the way, so I don't know the genetics, so the flavor can be all its own unique variety. Get this cherry tomato. Get some cilantro. You know what I'm making? A salsa, a fresh garden salsa. Get a little piece of some green onion, and you wrap it all together. Yeah, baby. You got onion, cilantro, and tomato. That's a pico de gallo. but we're missing some spiciness. And so I did this earlier, and I picked this tiny little pepper. Where did I put the rest of it? I threw it on the ground because it was so spicy. There it is. There's a little piece of pepper, a little tiny piece of pepper. So I eat a little pepper, and then I got a whole salsa here. So you just have a garden salsa. Let me get this thing off. I'll show you. Okay. Here's my garden salsa. Sweet tomato, and cilantro, onion, and that bite of that pepper. It's really spicy, actually, just for that tiny thing. That was delicious. I hope I don't feel that coming out. It was really good. Anyway, thanks for joining me on the garden. Until next time, happy gardening.